Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Organizing Untold. I'm your host, Sierra Hamilton, and we have Shantae joining in as today's guest.
Hey.
So, before we get started with today's episode, I'll be letting you all know that in the description box there are some organizing resources that you can access. And also, if this is your first time ever watching an Organizing Untold episode, Organizing Untold is here to help busy business owners and people who work 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. become confident with organizing. And so we do that by bringing on guests like Shantae, who are confident in their organizing journey and would like to share that with our listeners and viewers. So, jumping right into today's episode, also in that description box, you'll find her bio and any information to stay connected with her going forward. And so, thank you, Shantae, for joining in as our guest for today.
Thank you,
And
Sierra. Thanks for having me.
you're welcome. You're welcome. So glad to have you here. And if you could let us know who you are and what you do.
Yeah. So my name is Shantae. I'm born and raised in the wonderful city of Seattle, Washington. PNW in the house.
Yeah.
Uh, I have been I would say my organizing journey really started with working in the restaurant industry. I've been in that industry for almost 20 years. Oh my gosh, almost 20 years. Wow. I never thought I would say I still am in the industry. And with that comes a lot of shipments and supplies and food products and all these stuff coming in, right? And obviously you have to keep it organized because you have very limited space and you got a lot of product coming in
Yeah.
every day, right? So it kind of, I really look back at it. It really started back in those restaurants, like really making sure that, okay, we're keeping all the juices in this area, all the box cereals are in this area, all, the pancake mixes over here and whatever the situation is. And then, COVID hit just like for everybody else. And you realize you're spending a lot more time in your houses and you're just like, what is going on? I've never realized how much stuff I had everywhere. And I was just like, I got to do something about this. So anyways, I just started with my own personal bedroom, just like literally throwing out bags and bags and bags of stuff, that clothes and just stuff that I just didn't need in my life anymore. And once I realized I did that, upon doing some other extensive research, I realized like home organizing is an actual legit business. And there are people out here doing it every day. So I was like, okay, I guess I can do it too. And really officially got my start in May of 2021.
Nice. Love it. Love it. And a part of being a professional organizer in the home organizing industry, what else would you say, like who would you say that you are at the root outside of like what you do? Do you have any like hobbies that you love?
Oh, yeah. So for me, if someone had to say like who is Shantae,
Yeah.
I would first off would be like fun, great energy. Like I don't know, I just have this good vibe and this good energy that I just bring to every situation. I want to have fun. So I'm a very fun person. I love sports. Oh my gosh, like I am a big sports girly. I support all of the Seattle teams. I go to games. I'm watching if I'm not watching them on TV, like one of my favorite pastimes is actually like going to games. Like
Nice.
you want to have a good time with me? You want to take me to a Mariners game? Let's go.
Yes.
I also really love traveling. I got to really do a lot of it last year in 2023 and hoping to continue that into this year as well. I found that travel, you just get to learn so much about so many different cultures and get to see all these places that you've only read about or seen on TV, and you actually get to like see them up close and personal and touch them and get the history behind it. I love it. I also love, of course, everyone loves hanging out with their family, but I especially love hanging out with my nieces and nephews that I have. Aunt Shantae is in the house. I honestly, they make me feel like a big kid. So I love hanging out with them and playing games and hearing about what's going on in school and all that good stuff. So yeah, I would say fun person who loves sports, like to go out to eat, like to travel, like to hang out with my people. Yeah, that's Shantae.
Love it, love it. Thank you so much for taking the time to let us know all the things you do and also who you are. And if you had to describe yourself, just all the many pieces of who you are as Shantae.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yeah.
So when it comes to taking it back, just in terms of like organizing. You said you started your home organizing business in 2021. When it
Yes.
comes to organizing overall, with starting your business and with being in the restaurant industry, if you had to describe and define what organizing is, what does that look like to you?
Organizing to me is just knowing where your stuff is. Like knowing where your stuff is. Like I wanted in having everybody else know where that stuff is supposed to go. And that way it's a very seamless process. You know how much stuff you have, you know when you need to, buy more inventory, you know what you need to use first, things of that nature. Like to me, just being organized means knowing where my stuff is and knowing that my stuff has a place in a home. I think that's just so vitally important too. I think really people have the same stuff, but it's all over the place, right? And then they don't realize I have this stuff. Then they go out and rebuy it, and then they come home and realize, oh, this stuff was in another closet. It's like, yeah, like having all your stuff together in a nice place where everybody knows where it is. That way you can keep inventory and keep money saved in your pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what organizing means to me.
Yeah, yeah. And you said something important there that I want to highlight and bring out. You mentioned not only you knowing where it is, or just the person, the individual knowing where it is, but where everyone knows where it is. So
Yes.
it seems like your definition is encompassing of a community effort, a team effort. Can you
Oh, a
speak to that
hundred.
a little bit more?
110%. I think again, working in the restaurant industry, you are working with so many people, and restaurant industry tends to have a very high turnover as well. So you're getting a whole lot of new employees coming in that you have to train and obviously show them where things are on top of how to do whatever job they're hired to do. And knowing where things are is I'm telling you, it is the key, especially now. I still work in restaurants. And so my coworkers area, and I mean they're very supportive of my business as home organizer as well. So obviously I bring those traits into the workplace, and my coworkers are like, yeah, we don't know where this goes. Just let Shantae figure it out, and then she'll just tell us. She'll let us know, like, okay, this is what we're doing now, or hey, I moved this here. Put it back here when you're done with it. So yes, but again, encompassing in the community, it makes them feel included. It makes them feel a part of the decision process. And again, I do at work, or obviously within the client homes or whoever is in this space, it's not just for me. Like
Yes.
I'm just here to help assist in your homes if you're hiring me as a home organizer, or if I'm at the workplace. Like it's not just me working here. It takes a team to make this restaurant flow. So I want to get you guys' input in as well. And hey, do you actually like this idea? Do you think this is actually going to be feasible? Or should we think about a plan B of where to put whatever this item is? So
Yeah.
yeah, getting the community involved is 100% the key, because it makes them feel included, it makes them feel valued, it makes them feel like their voice is heard, and lets them know that you have the ability as well to be organized in whatever your situation is, regardless if it's at work, at home,
Yeah.
in whatever space.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. It's an empowering decision for everyone on the
Oh
team,
yeah.
or everyone, every client, every
Yeah,
family. So
100%.
love it. Love it. When it comes to organizing, when you were just like before you started in the restaurant industry, or even when you were starting your business at home or your home organizing business, where would you say it clicked for you in terms of, oh, organizing in general is something that I need to incorporate as part of my life?
I don't think it really hit me until I started my business, of realizing like in what areas of my life I was organized and what areas of my life I wasn't that organized. And I think that with initially starting my home organizing business, it has helped me be a lot more organized in all
Yeah.
areas of my life, regardless if it is like the home, or even if it's just like getting together with friends, creating travel plans, whatever the situation is. I'm like, I want to be organized. I want to have an itinerary. I want to know what I'm packing in my suitcase. I want to know what we are doing on these days. It's so, yes, I mean, but looking back, prior to me starting my home organizing business, I did realize like I did keep all of my shoes in one area per se. There were certain items of the home that I knew that this is where they are, this is where the back stock is. It
Yeah.
just helped me really fine tooth it more when I really launched my business.
That makes sense. So it's almost like, sounds like your business in a way was for you in a sense,
Yo,
as
a
well
hundred.
for people who are now your clients and for the people who you work with, things of that nature. And
110%. 100. It's so funny when you go back, even for you, when you go back and you reflect on your own business and you're just like, wow, like look how far you've come. And also like how much organizing has made your life so much better. And again, not just with putting things back where they go or knowing where, you're going to keep your paper towel backstock or whatever the situation is. It's just in every aspect of your life. Like I am truly a happier person.
mhm.
I feel better. I feel better. And even when life is kicking my butt or even when the days get a little bit more gloomy, I know that I'm in a better place because there are things in my life that are organized. Now, are they 100% organized all the time? Absolutely not. Not. Nobody's life is 100% organized. The laundry's piling up. Maybe you got some dishes in the sink. Maybe you need to refigure out your closet, whatever the situation is. But to know that I have the tools to get back on track. I have the tools to set that up. I already have done X, Y, and Z. Maybe I just now need to do A, B, and C and don't feel like I have to start at ground zero. Again, it's crazy to just reflect back, especially when you get on these podcasts and things, because they make you like start from the beginning and you're just like, yeah, I don't do that anymore. Oh, I do that. I do incorporate this. I do it this way.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I love that. I love that. It's like the podcast is not just here for guests and for us as hosts to be able to just be present in the moment, but also
Yes.
to have a moment of reflection and be able to be proud of ourselves from
Yes.
where we are now, where we once were, what may have changed, what may
Yes.
have like become different or stayed the same throughout the entire journey. So
Yes.
yeah, I would definitely agree 100%. 100%. So even just talking about some of those organizing tips and systems that you mentioned that are necessary or that are implemented when it gets to the point of not being organized and maybe the laundry piling up or the dishes piling up, things like that. What are some of those that you feel like you implement in your life? And then if you are able to share, even at work, what do you feel like are some of the ones that you implement?
I've really found that with all of my organizing projects, with my own personal organization, or even working at work, I mean, you could really boil it down to a few tips and steps that you can use in organizing any space. Number one, you have to have that self conversation with yourself and realize, like, this situation is a little bit out of my control, or it has gotten a little bit out of control, and I need to realize that things need to change. Because that's the number one, is that people, if you're not ready to have that conversation with yourself, the process is not going to be as rewardful as it would if you're like, okay, I'm ready to do this. I'm either ready to tackle it myself. I'm ready to hire a home organizer. I'm ready to enlist a friend or a family member to come in and help, whatever the situation is. Number two is you got to clear that space out. And granted, if it's a big space, you got to take it section by section. I mean, don't clear out your whole entire garage, because that's, garages are going to, but if it's a smaller closet, a drawer, something
Yeah.
like that, it's easy to clear out. And then also, once you cleared it out, you got to go through every single item, every nook and cranny, every little screw that's in the junk drawer. All that stuff has to be evaluated, and you have to really determine, do I need this? If you don't, let it go. If you do need it, or if you do use it, great. How am I going to store this now? And then that's the next part, is, okay, I need to group like things together. If it's in your, if you have a drawer and you keep your t-shirts in there, okay, are you going to color coordinate them? Or do you need to separate them based off of, this is for work and this is for working out and this is for leisure? Like, how is it going to be best for you in order to maintain that space? And those are also systems and steps you got to figure out when you're going through said space. And then put it together and make sure you're keeping those like things together. So again, if it is, these are all my workout t-shirts, I'm going to keep all my workout t-shirts together. That way I know when it's time to go work out and put an outfit on, I can pull that drawer open. I got all my t-shirts right there. Great. Grab one, put it on, go to the gym. Or, if it's, okay, I'm going to cook dinner tonight, I know where all my canned goods are. Okay, I'm going to get that tomato paste because I'm going to make a spaghetti tonight. Okay, I'm going to grab it out the pantry and whip up a good meal. So again, those would be my like steps and tips and tricks on any space. It works in any space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And if you had to even I don't want to say pick a space that you've done with a client, but if you had to describe like a client's space that you enjoyed working with and enjoyed organizing, what would you say your experience has been there?
Man, it's really hard to narrow it down to one, because you know what, here's the thing, is that for me, anytime anybody wants to work with me, I take it
Mhm.
as an honor. I take it as a blessing. Like, there's hundreds of organizers out there that you could work with, and you decided to work with me for whatever reason. I don't take that lightly. And so, and then also number two, I don't know if you feel this way when you go in an organized spaces, but I'm just like every space is so uniquely different. No space is ever the same. And
No.
so, and the challenge is there might be some similarities in them, but everybody has different ways that they want their things displayed, right? Different ways they want their things put back in the closet. That's going to make sense to them and their family, right? So then there's all these, like, there's, the main challenges, and there's a little challenges that go into that. And then you just, I don't know, I go in and I just get so excited about every space. But man, if I really, really, really had to pick one client in particular,
Don't share any names or
no,
anything,
no,
but
no, no, no. I wouldn't share it. No, no, no. I would just like this. I would not put my clients on blast like that. No, no. I think that it's any space that is completely just like covered, right? And the client is just very overwhelmed, and they're like, oh my god, this is probably the worst space you've ever seen. And I always tell them, I'm like, no, like I've
yes.
seen it all. I've seen it all. Like, this is nothing. And you're gonna be surprised how quickly we can turn this space around within a few hours. And they don't believe you at first, and then
Yeah.
you get into it, and then you realize you tell them from the beginning, it's going to get a little bit more messy before it gets put together, because we're literally pulling things out of everywhere and kind of determining how much of this thing you have. That way we can figure out where we're going to put it when it's time
Yeah.
to put the room back together, or the space, or whatever. And then the magic starts working. You start seeing the floor. You actually can start seeing the floor. You have a walkway. You
Yeah.
can open the door. You can open the closet. The drawers aren't busting out the seams. Stuff is off the floor. Like, whatever space you're working in, and then you just start to see it get more clean and more clean, and you start to see more of the light come in, because you can actually see the space for what it is.
Mhm.
And then it's always at the end when the client gives you the biggest hug or the biggest compliment, and just say, like, I never thought that my space could look like this, or I haven't seen my space look like this in X amount of time. And you came in, you worked your magic, and I'm so thankful for you and so grateful. Like, those are the best moments. Though the clients on the verge of tears, the clients that write you thank you notes, the clients that refer you, the clients that call you back to work other spaces. Like, that is the pure joy that I get. I'm sorry, that was a really long rant.
No, you're good. Hey, all of it was needed. I feel like all of it was needed. All of it was necessary to kind of like bring it all full circle in terms of what that client can look like.
Yes.
And some things that stuck out to me as you were talking, even that kind of helps to potentially explain and express what that type of client looks like. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a sense of awareness, a sense of reassuring them that it's okay that the space looks like that,
Yeah.
and actually giving them that safe space to not only talk about it, not only have you present there helping them, but also that safe space to just be as who they are.
A hundred
Um,
percent.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then
I
no, go
also think I also think on another point about that, I also think that when when the average person thinks home organizing, again, they're thinking of the shows they see on TV. They're thinking of, the big accounts that they follow on social media, and they think like, that's how my home is supposed to look. And my philosophy is when people, reach out to me about, possibly coming in and doing their spaces, like, I don't I don't want your place to look like that. I mean, if you want your place to look like that, that's great. Like, I will
yes,
definitely be happy to make sure that happens for you. But I want your space to look like you and your family live in it. That's number one. And what would make sense for me in my home may not translate to you, and vice versa. And it may not translate to your neighbor. I need your home. When I walk in, I want to get the sense that you and your family live here.
Agreed.
And I want all of your guests, I want your family, I want whoever's walking through that door that does not live in that house to know Shantae lives here. This is her spot. Okay, I can see Shantae throughout every inch and corner of this home.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to bring out when I work with clients, is that you don't necessarily need your house to look like a Pinterest board. Like that's
Yeah.
unnecessary. Add color, add fun, add decor, like make it your home, because you're the one who lives here every day. You're the one putting your head down on that pillow every night. So
Agreed.
I need you to make your space look like yours.
Yes. Well, listeners and viewers, make your space like yours. You heard
Yes.
it. Well, maybe not first, but you've heard it.
Yeah, just the reinforcement.
Exactly. And also something else that I heard you mention within there potentially is just that mindset shift, when you start to see the floor and you start to see that the dresser drawers can close all the way, or not even just us as home organizers, but the clients themselves. They
Yes.
start to see that there's this like mental shift, this mindset shift of like, oh, this is actually a possible thing, and I can one either bring Shantae back to help me continue to keep this going, or even just be able to, from the organizing tips and systems that she shared with me, be able to do this on my own. Like, is
Yes.
that something that also kind of resonates with you there?
110%. I mean, again, even if you don't work with me, I want everybody to know that when they do invest in what I'm saying, if they invest in, watching my social media, reading news articles that I've been a part of, see me on TV, see me on this podcast, or wherever you see me, and you just know, like, okay, Shantae's giving me the inspiration to be able to tackle whatever space that I need to tackle. That's it. That's the bottom line foundation. Now, again, if you take it up to the next level and you decide I'm actually going to call Shantae, or hey, you know what, Shantae doesn't live in my area, but I have a local organizer that I can call to come in. Hey, I'm going to go and take some workshops, whatever it is. But if the foundation is that Shantae inspired me to even just research on how to get my space together, let alone actually going and doing it. That's what it is about at the end of the day.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, is that I want everybody to know that you can get organized, and you can get organized without spending any extra money. Okay, that's a whole nother conversation, because people think also that you got to go out and be dropping hundreds of thousands of dollars to get your closet back together, and that's not necessarily the case. If you go through, you declutter, you purge stuff, you put your stuff back where you think it should go, what's going to make the most sense to you in your closet. Add a little bit of fun decor and artwork, which you probably already have around your house anyways. Just position it a little bit differently. Move some stuff around in your home.
Yeah.
You're gonna have this. You're gonna have that beautiful closet. You're gonna have that beautiful room. You're gonna have the beautiful pantry. You're gonna have the beautiful home that you want. And you didn't spend any extra money.
Yeah.
Right. Or if you do have to spend money, maybe it's very, very minimal. And I also bring that to my client. That's one of the first things I tell my clients also, is that a lot of my clients don't have to spend any extra money, because I'm very resourceful within the home. And I want them to also know that they can be very resourceful in the home and other spaces that need to be organized as well. So
love it. Thank you so much for sharing that as well, because it kind of like goes back to just the point of, sometimes we see the TV shows and we think that we have to make our homes look like that. And while some people may have the finances to be able to make their homes like that, they can. But for people who don't, there are also people here who not only work with you, but who also give you inspiration and give you feedback and comments and words to let you know that it's okay to not spend any money in organization.
110%. And I try to definitely follow that within my own life, on my social media, just trying to display like, hey, I do these like shopping with Shantae, where it's either I'm going to the grocery store, or I'm going to the mall, I'm going to Target, whatever, and I'm like, hey, like, this is what I bought, and this is why I bought what I bought, because I actually plan on using every single item that I got in this cart. And I'm not just going, and don't get me wrong, I do like to go around with the basket and your coffee in hand and do a little window shopping. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But I hate the idea of wasting money. Like, it's so, especially in this economy, like every dollar counts, and I don't want my money to be wasted on things that I don't plan on using.
Definitely, definitely. I get that for sure. So, Shantae, when it comes to your business and just organizing tips that you have that you use for your business, for work, for life in general, what would you say is one organizing tip that you truly enjoy and that you would like to share with the audience and listeners?
My number one organizing, well, okay, it's okay. It's going to be twofold. So, like the standard question to your standard answer to your question, sorry,
No,
about
you
my number one tip about organizing is just put things back. Put it 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 back where it's supposed to go. Because that's how the clutter starts. Is that yeah, oh yeah, I'll get to it later, and then before you know it, you got 100 items that you're gonna get to later, and then the place is cluttered, and now you're gonna have to spend 2 hours putting it back together. Versus if you just put it back where it's supposed to go, you won't have to spend 2 hours down the road. So that would be my number one: put things back where it's supposed to go. My unconventional tip would be is please make your home look like yours. Like please, 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 get the artwork out from the garage and the attic that's collecting dust and display it. Please
yeah,
display the things in your home that really mean so much to you. The beautiful artwork that you got on your travel journeys. Like please show that off. That's what people want to see when they come into your homes. Like please, please, please don't let that stuff collect dust. And also, if you got grandma's good china, like whatever heirlooms and things like that, like your grandparents want you to use them. They don't want them in a box like the dust honey in the garage. Like, especially you enjoy your morning coffee. Why not romanticize your life and enjoy your coffee out of your grandma's teacup that she's passed down to you? Why are you not having tea parties with your adult friend? Like again, use your stuff. Use your stuff. Display your stuff. Put
yeah.
things back. Those would be my top
Yeah.
tips.
Love it, love it, love it. And anything when it comes to Shantae's your business, sorry, Shantae's your space. Um, Anything that you would like to share? Any things that you have going on currently, maybe within your business on social media? Just anything going on currently that you'd like to share with the
Yeah.
audience?
So in Shantae-ize is the name of your business, of the business. Shantae-ize Your Space, because I'm coming in bringing that good energy into your space, and we're jazzercising it up. We're energizing it up.
I
Um,
love it.
so what's coming up in the pipeline is that I actually am getting ready to do my first out of town organizing session. Uh, yeah, coming up this month. So very just finalizing all those details, and I'm very excited. It actually all kind of lined up anyways because I had a vacation already planned, and so the client reached out and I was like, well, this is perfect time. I can just come down a little bit earlier, do your
Yeah,
project, and then end the rest of the trip on vacation with some girlfriends. So yeah, there's that. What else? Probably some more TV appearances. I know that's coming up on my local news affiliate. I know that they kind of want to do some more collaborations on that. Some more news articles, and just getting back into doing more client spaces. I haven't done a lot so far this year just because life is lifing, but
yeah.
just very excited to just get back into it and help as many people as possible and continue to share the good word and good insights that I have.
Love it, love it. Congratulations on all the things that are
Thank
going
you.
on. You're welcome. You're welcome. Everything that's getting ready to come as well. I know.
Thank you. I
Know that
appreciate
it'll all be great. You're welcome. Well, thank you so much, Shantae, for coming on and being a guest of our podcast today. When it comes to listeners and viewers staying connected with you, how can they do so?
Best way is either through my website, www.syourspace.com, or on Instagram at Shantae-ize Your Space. Those are the best two ways to connect with me. I'm very I need to post more on social media. Life is life in y'all. Life is life in. But I am on the stories a lot. So yeah, those would be the best ways to reach me.
Love it, love it. And the fact that you're there in general, that counts for something as well.
Thank
So
you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
you're welcome. Well, again, thank you for joining in as our guest, and thank you for just giving me, and not just me, but listeners and viewers, the opportunity to just hear so much more about who you are as an individual, as a person, and so much more of your organizing journey as well. Um, I really appreciate it, and it's been a good time. So,
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm glad we got to sit down and chat. And best of luck to you and your endeavors as well. And keep doing your thing, girl. You're really out here changing lives. So keep doing
thank you, thank you. I appreciate that as well.
it. Thank you.
I'll talk with you soon.
All right, sounds good. Bye.
Bye. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Organizing Untold. Again, we had another professional organizer or a professional organizer here. We're posting a recording that we recently did with another professional organizer. And so this is a part of a series of professional organizers who will be bringing on for the next couple of episodes for us to be able to have those episodes to share with you about their specific organizing journeys as home organizers and just as individuals along their organizing journey overall. And so, thank you for just tuning in and for hearing so much about Shantae and Shantae-ize Your Space. And so, we hope that you, if you feel moved to stay connected with her, if you feel like staying connected with her on her journey and with her within her business is helpful to you, we hope that you will uh, be sure to check out the description box and look for her information that'll be there along with her bio. And we hope that you will then stay connected with her and be able to follow her on Instagram, stay connected using her website as well. So, again, Organizing Untold is here to help busy business owners and those who work 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. become confident with organizing. And we do this by bringing on guests who are already confident within their organizing journey. We also have on the last uh, Wednesday of every month, we bring in a guest who may not feel as confident within their organizing journey just yet to be able to have an open conversation with them about what that may look like for them. And they get to ask any questions. And also, we provide just assistance and feedback on that podcast episode. So it's almost similar to a mini consultation. It, in a sense, slightly mimics a consultation with Nicely Placed Organizing, and Nicely Placed Organizing is here as the business of which Organizing Untold is a segment of. And so, just to give a little bit of detail about Nicely Placed Organizing, we organize for first time home buyers, borderline porters, and executives, and also those who are full time artists with art studios and workspaces, helping them make sure that they meet their deadlines on time without compromise, get out of their house on time, and also clear the clutter that overwhelms them and overwhelms their space. So, if you feel you or someone you know is within one of these categories or more than one of these categories, reach out to us at nicelyplacedorganizing.com. Click the contact tab and fill out that form that you see there. We would love to get in contact with you after you've completed that form and continue with next steps on what it looks like to help within your organizing journey and help provide organizing services to you. So, thank you again for joining in for today's episode, and we'll see you again on the next episode. Have a good night.